Hey sports fans, we're back again, and this time we're taking a look at the story of Tim Tebow, a college football icon who became one of the most polarizing quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL. But before we dive into the life and career of Tim Tebow, do me a favor and click that subscribe button right now if you haven't done so already. All done? Alright, let's go. The legend of Tim Tebow started out as a homeschooled high schooler who desperately wanted to play high school sports. Thanks to Florida law, which allows a student to play for the football team in the county where he or she lives, homeschooling wasn't going to stop Tim from playing the sport he had been playing since he was a child. After being allowed to join a high school football team in Jacksonville, Tebow got his start at tight end and played at this position for a season before his family moved to nearby Allen D. Nease High School. At this school, Tebow would play the position he loved, quarterback, and would shine. By the time Tebow was a junior at Nease, he was a national phenomenon, known for making big plays with his big arm and his legs, and having a knack for finding ways to win. In a game during his junior season, after suffering what was believed to be a bad cramp, Tebow stayed in the game and rushed for a 29-yard touchdown. After the game, it was determined that Tebow was actually playing with a broken fibula. He would be forced to miss the rest of the season, but was still named Florida's Player of the Year. His senior year would be even better, as Tebow would lead the team to a state title and be given all-state honors. He was also named Florida's Mr. Football and was crowned Florida's Player of the Year for a second consecutive season. The hype for Tebow was real, and so was the interest from several colleges around the country vying for one of the hottest prospects in the nation. Tebow chose to stay in his home state and selected the University of Florida under coach Urban Meyer to attend college. During his freshman year, he was regulated to backup duties behind quarterback Chris Leak and would make his college debut in a goal line situation versus Southern Miss and rushed for his first collegiate touchdown. In the very next game, he led the team in rushing against the University of Central Florida, and it was quickly apparent that Tebow was a vital part of the team's success. Tebow would continue to get mixed in during the 2006 season and played a role in the team's victory in the national title game against Ohio State. As a scrambling quarterback, Tebow became a threat to opposing defenses with his tough running and affinity to make plays with his legs, but many questions still loomed about his talent as a passer. During his second season, Tebow was given the starting nod and in his first game silenced a lot of his critics with a 300-yard passing performance and added 3 passing touchdowns. He managed to quiet any of his doubters by finishing the season with the second highest passing efficiency rating in the nation and set numerous records along the way, including the University of Florida's single-game quarterback rushing record, the SEC rushing touchdown record with 20 touchdowns, and the SEC single-season touchdown record with a ridiculous 55 touchdowns. The legend of Tebow was growing and the nation was taking notice. After demolishing the Florida State Seminoles 45-12 and accounting for 5 touchdowns and finishing the game despite fracturing his hand in the third quarter, Tebow proved that he wasn't only a winner, but a leader, and a tough one. He wore a cast for the next 3 weeks and finished the season strong. He was recognized as first-team All-SEC and was given the first-team All-American honors. The former high school quarterback would also take home college's biggest prize, the Heisman Trophy. After winning the Heisman, Tebow mania was in full effect. The first quarterback in FBS history to ever throw for 20 touchdowns and rush for 20 touchdowns in the same season, Tebow had some NFL general managers salivating at the chance to get Tebow in their offense, while some were still skeptical because of the beating he took as a rusher and his history of playing through injuries. The injuries prompted Urban Meyer to use a 2-quarterback system the following year to take some of the load off Tebow. Tebow helped lead the Gators to an SEC title and another BCS title after they defeated the Oklahoma Sooners 24-14, marking his second championship win in 3 seasons. Tebow also finished third in the Heisman voting despite receiving the most first-place votes. Tebow's final season would be much of the same as he proved a threat on the ground and in the air, culminating with his last college game where he counted for 533 yards and 4 touchdowns. Tebow showed the world that he was ready to take the next step, but not everyone agreed. NFL coaches like John Gruden said Tebow was ready to revolutionize the game of football, and former head coach Tony Dungy said Tebow should be a top 10 pick, while others like Mel Kiper said the dual-threat QB would never be a franchise quarterback. The Denver Broncos selected Tebow in the first round with the 25th overall pick, and Tebow mania, which soared in college, looked to reach higher peaks in the NFL. He set an NFL record for jersey sales and was among the top-selling jerseys for the 2010 season. He also put fans in the seats as Broncos attendance soared. The problem was John McDaniels, the Broncos head coach, wanted Tebow to play when he was deemed ready. Tebow would chip in sparingly during his rookie season before getting his first start in a road loss to the rival Oakland Raiders, where he completed just 8 passes. His first victory came a few weeks later, where he led the Broncos out of a 17-point hole to beat the Houston Texans. In his second season, Tebow again was named backup QB and didn't get a chance to play until his 5th game of the season, coming in for Kyle Orton at halftime and led the Broncos to victory. He spent the rest of the season gutting out statistically poor performances, but grinded out victories that had the fans backing, but not higher-ups like Broncos Vice President John Elway that said Tebow needed to learn how to pull the trigger. Tebow eked the Broncos into the playoffs and hosted the Pittsburgh Steelers. In the game, Tebow would throw for 316 yards, which would be a career high, including an 80-yard strike to Demaryius Thomas in overtime. The win would be the final one of his career, and the Broncos would get crushed by the New England Patriots in the next round, with Tebow managing just 9 completions. Although named the starter for the following season, John Elway brought in Peyton Manning, and Tim Tebow and his league-worst 50% completion percentage were traded to the Jets to back up Mark Sanchez. Tebow's presence would be detrimental to the team, as the fans would be quick to chant for Tebow to enter the game whenever the Jets were trailing. As the Jets struggled, the media and fan outcry only grew, and Tebow became more of a spectacle than an actual football savior. The Jets finally played Tebow, and he broke 2 ribs in a loss to the Seahawks. The Jets were forced to deactivate Tebow and subsequently released the former college superstar. Tebow latched on with the New England Patriots to back up Tom Brady in a move that reunited him with Josh McDaniel, but in spot duty, it was clear that Tebow's days as a viable NFL quarterback were long gone. During the season, he began his broadcasting career on the SEC network while still saying he intended to pursue his dreams of being an NFL QB. In 2015, the Eagles brought in Tebow to training camp to compete with Matt Barkley, and after a decent preseason, Tebow was released after the final preseason game. He finished his NFL career completing just 173 passes in 35 games and tossing 17 touchdowns. Currently, Tim Tebow is the co-host of SEC Nation and contributes to ESPN's other platforms. In 2016, Tebow announced his interest in the major leagues and signed a minor league contract with the Mets. In 2018, the Mets announced they would give him a major league contract, putting Tebow closer to his dreams of playing in a major league game. After some AA and AAA appearances, Tebow hit his first major league home run in spring training against the Detroit Tigers. His current broadcasting contracts at ESPN allow him to continue to pursue his baseball dreams, which he believes are very much alive. Alright, sports fans, there you have it. From college stud to NFL dud, Tim Tebow is proof that popularity doesn't equal productivity when it comes to the gridiron. Although Tebow won a playoff game, a feat that more capable quarterbacks than him haven't even achieved, he flamed out of the NFL because he never developed into a type of passer that could succeed at the NFL level. Here's to hoping the baseball career and the broadcasting career have more success. That's all for today, guys. Drop us a comment and let us know what you think about the story of Tim Tebow. Do you think the NFL gave him a fair shake? You think his baseball career will end up like his football career? Let us know. Until next time, sports fans.